Settle down. And now in solving all these questions will relate to these two results. Primary contraction is volume of hydrocarbon plus oxygen used minus carbon dioxide formed. Secondary contraction is volume of carbon dioxide. I repeat, keep these two things in mind. First of all, this is like the general equation CXHY plus X plus Y by 4 O2 forming XCO2 plus Y by 2 water. We'll also recall primary contraction is volume of hydrocarbon plus volume of oxygen used minus volume of carbon dioxide formed, whereas secondary contraction is volume of carbon dioxide formed. Fair enough? Now the first problem is as simple as it reads. A gaseous hydrocarbon requires 6 times its volume of oxygen and liberates 4 times its volume of carbon dioxide. You know, I told you the mole ratio is equal to volume ratio. So by the stoichiometric coefficients, 1 ml will need X plus Y by 4 ml will produce X ml. Now the question reads, the amount of oxygen required is 6 times the volume of oxygen required is 6 times the volume of the hydrocarbon. Fine. So if you start with unit mole of this, unit volume of this, you know, oxygen required is X plus Y by 4 according to the problem. X plus Y by 4 is equal to 6, and because it liberates 4 times its volume of carbon dioxide, you know, X is equal to 4. You solve these two, you get X is equal to 4, Y is equal to 8. That also gives you the formula of the hydrocarbon, C4H8. I hope इसमें कोई problem नहीं है. Second one, all right, we'll skip second one for the time being. Question 3, and maybe we'll want to read it together. 5 ml of hydrocarbon was exposed to 30 ml of oxygen. Yes, all of you have a copy of this. Question 3, 5 ml of hydrocarbon exposed to 30 ml of oxygen. The resultant gas on cooling is found to measure 25 ml. So what's the primary contraction? 5 ml or 10 ml? 5 ml. Here you have 5 ml of hydrocarbon and 30 ml of oxygen, so total volume is 35 ml. On cooling it becomes 25 ml, and 35 minus 25 is always 10 ml. Fair enough? So in question 2, you know, in question 2 primary contraction is, all of you agree to this, 5 ml of hydrocarbon, 30 ml of oxygen, so 35 ml you start with, after cooling it becomes 25 ml, so primary contraction is 10 ml. Now, of which 10 ml is absorbed by oxygen. Out of this 25 ml, 10 ml is absorbed by NaOH. So what's secondary contraction? 10 ml. I'll also want you people to take note of a particular fact. What I've done is, in this particular problem sheet, I've tried to populate the simplest of the questions, the first layer of eurythmetry, which have come in different exams. So these are the questions which have come in different exams over past few years, and incidentally, please mark my words, incidentally, in most of them primary contraction and secondary contraction happen to be the same. In so many of them, primary and secondary contraction are actually the same. So this should not lead you into a misbelief that they will be equal. They might be different as well. Chances are in these questions, these set of problems, primary contraction and secondary contraction will be equal most of the times. But all of you understand how primary contraction is 10 ml and secondary contraction is 10 ml. 5 ml of hydrocarbon, 30 ml of oxygen, We started with 35 ml. On cooling, it became 25 ml. So 10 ml is primary contraction, of which 10 ml was absorbed by carbon dioxide, was absorbed by NaOH. So secondary contraction is also 10 ml. Fair enough? We might start with secondary contraction. Look here. This is the volume of carbon dioxide. 10 ml would have required 10 x plus y by 4 oxygen and will produce 10x ml of carbon dioxide. Now secondary contraction is 10 ml, which is the volume of carbon dioxide. So 10x is equal to 10. That gives you x is equal to 1. Fine. You have 5 ml of hydrocarbon. I'm sorry about this. You have 5 ml of hydrocarbon. You have 5 ml of hydrocarbon. So the entire equation is going to be remodeled. It's 5 ml requiring 5x plus y by 4, forming 5x carbon dioxide. So it's going to be 5x is equal to 10. So it will mean x is equal to 2. Okay? Fine. Primary contraction is 10 ml. Primary contraction is 10 ml. Yes, certainly. I did a mistake. I started with 10 ml. Then I read the problem and I realize it's 5 ml of hydrocarbon. We start with 5 ml of hydrocarbon. So 5 ml of this will require 5x plus y by 4 and will form 5x of this. Fair enough. Secondary contraction is the volume of carbon dioxide. So equate 5x with 10 ml. I get x is equal to 2. And what's primary contraction? It's the volume of but some of the oxygen is left. Some of the oxygen is left. This is the oxygen which is used. Fair enough?
सर हम लोग का निकल गया x इक्वल टू 2 सर 5 into x plus y by 4 is equal to 30 दिया हुआ है तो उसमें हम y का
I told you can't talk like this. This is the oxygen used and 30 ml of oxygen is what you start with. This is oxygen used. The rest will be left. This is oxygen used. Not taken. This is oxygen used. Some of the oxygen is left. Oxygen you start with minus oxygen used is oxygen left. This is oxygen which is used in the process. 30 ml is what you start with. Fine. Now, first of all, secondary contraction is the volume of carbon dioxide. So I equate 5x with 10 ml. I get x is equal to 2. Now, what was primary contraction? It was volume of hydrocarbon 5 plus oxygen used 5x plus y by 4 minus carbon dioxide formed. That's 5x. I am writing in terms of x itself. And that's equal to 10 again. That's equal to 10 again. Now 5x might get cancelled here. 5x might get cancelled here. We'll get 5y by 4 is equal to 10 minus 5, which is 5. That's going to give you y is equal to 4.
XCO2 5x CO2
is the volume of carbon dioxide. 1 ml produces x ml of carbon dioxide. So 5 ml will produce 5x ml of carbon dioxide. According to the problem, secondary contraction is 10 ml. So 5x is equal to 10 ml. You get x is equal to 2. Yes. Did you understand? Secondary contraction is equal to the volume of carbon dioxide formed. Huh? Secondary contraction is 10 ml, all right. 5x is the volume of carbon dioxide formed. So that's equal to 10 ml. Secondary contraction is the volume of carbon dioxide formed. Carbon dioxide formed is 5x ml. According to the problem, it's 10 ml. So 5x is equal to 10 ml. X is equal to 2. Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You all understand this? And then we move to maybe question 5 then. We move to question 5. We move to question 5. (16 ml of a hydrocarbon which exploded with excess of oxygen. On cooling, the volume of resultant gaseous mixture was reduced by 48 ml. Now first of all, because I'm starting with 16 ml, you know, I'm going to remodel it to, if I start with 16 ml, I'm going to need 16 x plus y by 4 ml of oxygen forming 16 ml of carbon dioxide. Fair enough? Now, read the statement. On cooling, the volume of resultant gaseous mixture was reduced by 48 ml. So what's primary contraction? 48 ml. Primary contraction is 48 ml. On adding KOH, there was a further decrease of 48 ml. So what's secondary contraction? Now still I repeat, chances are in most of the questions, or maybe in all the questions, primary and secondary contraction will be the same. You should not start believing that they'll be the same every time. There might be a problem where the two are different. I hope all of you are understanding this. Now again, working on the same line, secondary contraction is the volume of carbon dioxide formed. 16x is equal to 48. X is equal to, and now for primary contraction you will want to again recall that result. It is the volume of hydrocarbon plus oxygen used, which is 16 x plus y by 4 minus carbon dioxide formed, which is 16x, and that's equal to 48. Now again, chances are 16x and 16x will get cancelled. So that's going to give you 16y by 4 is equal to 48 minus 16, that's going to be 32. Y is equal to 8. Y is equal to 8. So you get the formulae C3H8. I know that. You get it? C3H8. In the printed answer, it's C3H6. So now what you have to do is just have to strike 6 and put 8 there. Okay?
There might be a task of
once in a while. So far so good?
Yes, sir.
Primary contraction 48 ml, secondary contraction 48 ml, and it's C3H8. Now because I have done 2 for you, question 2 and question 5, you know, question 3 and question 5 actually, I'll want you to try question 4 and question 6, question 4 and question 6, 7 maybe, 4, 6, 7, question 4, 6, 7, and then you know, you might have problems where along with carbon and hydrogen the molecule is containing oxygen as well. There might be a compound containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And again, if the formula is unknown, and if the molecule contains oxygen as well, I want all of you to be attentive now. Look here on the board. If the molecule contains oxygen as well, CX, HY, and then OZ contains oxygen as well, CX, HY, OZ, and you know still it's going to form the same amount of carbon dioxide and the same amount of water, because carbon is still X and hydrogen is still Y. So carbon dioxide formed will be X moles and water formed will be Y by 2 moles. The only difference will be, now because it contains oxygen already, the amount of oxygen required would be less. And I'm going to so easily equate it, you know. I wanted X plus Y by 4. Because I have oxygen now, OZ, and here I'm going to write O2, yes, minus Z by 2. Simple as that. If it's a molecule containing oxygen as well, and if it's unknown, the formula will be CX, HY, OZ. The balanced equation then will be oxygen required X plus Y by 4 minus Z by 2. Minus Z by 2 because this much of oxygen is already present. Again, you understand OZ is the same as Z by 2 O2. Fair enough. So if you understand this, if you understand this, you have x, y, and z, 3 variables now, and you'll need one more equation. You'll need one more clue, which is supposed to be given in the problem. And if you understand this, you might want to try question 9. Question 9. So I give you 3 problems, to work now. Question 4, 4, 6, and 9. 4, 6, and 9. Try these 3.